or get crazy with the old guy.
The whole world is crazy, man. And women today are crazy, man. My wife. Y'all don't know my wife. Because my wife is crazy, man. You ever eat cheese doodles? Cheese doodles are crazy.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is Talking Crazy 88 back again with another episode for you. I wanted to do a quick video before I headed out to the store. I just got finished doing my sermon, but I wanted to touch on a few things on that I mentioned in my videos. Immigration. I touched on that a little bit in my Sunday sermon, and I wanted to expand on it just a little bit, slightly. And for all y'all think that immigration is a good thing, well, it's not. Because let me tell you something. When these peasants come over this country and they gain control over an industry, guess who is going to adversely affect? Black Americans. See, when you got these peasants that come over to this country starting businesses and looking down on black Americans by saying, hey, we came off the boat and we started our own businesses. Or, why can't you do it? Well, guess what? When they start their own businesses, they're not hiring black Americans. They're not hiring black Americans to work for them. They're hiring their own people. So in essence, we're being locked out of opportunities which, if we had got up off our behinds and stopped begging for a job or getting on welfare or fucking with each other on wealth or shooting each other or killing each other, we wouldn't have to worry about these peasants coming over looking down on us. See, these peasants, because that's what they are. Because if they were in their own country, they wouldn't be half as successful as they were in this country. Now, being in the job market, some of these guys, some of these peasants who got off the boat, and I'm particularly aiming this towards Mexicans and other Hispanics out there who want to look down on black Americans, who think black Americans are beneath them. Well, let me explain something to you. If you knew your history, you know, the slave ship came around, just dropped us off all over the part of the world. And I think black Americans should learn a language like Portuguese. Because we have black folks down in Brazil. Largest population of black folks over this side of the Americas. We should learn a language. And we should be more international minded. We should be more local minded. We should be fostering local economies in our neighborhoods locally, and then we should be expanding internationally by producing goods and services to be exported outside the United States to other countries. See, we're not a community of producing. We're not a community of manufacturing and producing. We are a community of consumers. We spend more money on bullshit than any group of people. We're not saving enough. We're not investing. We're not creating businesses. We're not creating an economy for ourselves. But that's going to change. I'm here to change that paradigm for you. See, there's a lot of information on YouTube as far as economics, as far as starting a business, of writing a business plan, finding capital to operate your business, or when you go to these college, what the fuck are you majoring in? If you're majoring in some bullshit degree, then you better go ahead and get a PhD. You might as well just stay in school and get a PhD. Because you're not going to get a job in the real world with an art history degree or sociology degree. Okay? You're not gonna find a real job. If you're in business administration, computers, computer science and engineering, or mechanical or electrical engineering, civil engineering, if you're not going to school and majoring in these fields, you're wasting your goddamn time. Go on to the Bureau of Labor, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, and you'll find out a plethora of information out there on which industries that you should be working in. That will help you out when you're choosing your major. Because right now, there's a new paradigm is coming. You're going to have to do more than get a high school diploma to get a job, unless you're controlling your own unless you're operating and controlling your own industry. I gave you a clue. I gave you one industry that's underrepresented by black folks, and that's the farming industry. There's not enough farmers out here, black farmers. I know it's not sexy. I know it's not attractive. And I know you're not going to make a lot of money on the short term. But in the long term, you can be producing industries within that industry. As the Minister Farrakhan pointed out, the economic plan for black folks in his in his Savior's Day address. I'm gonna post that video right in my description box, both here in this video and on my Sunday sermon video, because y'all need to hear this, so that way you won't be coming home like my relative, being pushed out of a job by some Spanish nigga, only to bring his people on. They were about to fire my relative to bring another Spanish girl in there to replace her. A few years ago. That don't make no goddamn sense. And you got all these peasants speaking Spanish in the streets in a land where English is the language that rules. Now, I ain't got a problem with the brothers and sisters, but I can understand. I don't got a problem with the Spanish brothers and sisters, but their allegiance are to their own people. They're not with black Americans. Their allegiance is not with black Americans. Okay? Each group is interested in preserving their own interests. They're not interested in integration like we are. I'm not interested in integration. Integration killed us. Integration killed our economy. Integration killed our self-sufficiency. When we integrated, we started taking handouts, welfare, kept us in the lower class, kept us uneducated, unintelligent. That's why you got these low-functioning, unintelligent niggers out here. And that's the thing we also need in our community as black psychologists. See, I'm thinking about, I am applying to go back and get my PhD in economics. But we need more doctors, lawyers, engineers, and farmers. There's a plethora of farmland out there in the plain states of America. Life is not always New York City or New Orleans, Louisiana, or Atlanta, Georgia, or Chicago, or LA. Get the fuck out of this. Get the fuck out of your neighborhood and get the fuck out of that state if there's no opportunities. You got to make your own opportunities. You got to create your own sources of income and your own base economy. The fuck is wrong with y'all? I'm studying economics. I love the subject because I love studying how economics affect the black community. That's why I'm doing these goddamn videos. That's why other brothers out here on YouTube are doing videos, and we're not on that black power shit. We just want black men, particularly, to wake the fuck up and see what the fuck is going on. Use your critical thinking skills. Because let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. These people out here in Hollywood, in the NFL, or in professional sports in general, we're just fodder for entertainment for them. We're like the court jesters. But none of y'all motherfuckers see that. And that's why the black community is dying a slow death. We're on life support. Because let me tell you something, let me explain something to you. A brother's mentioned it before that we are behind enemy lines. We are in a white country that's a white supremacist country, but that has opportunities. And we ain't got time to be fighting with one another when you got the peasants that coming over here fucking with us, and then we damn sure we got that white man, Mike Massa, fucking with us. So all y'all running around buying stupid ass books from a stupid ass comedian talking about relationships, why not we get our own house together? Why not these comedians and these so-called pseudo-intellectuals get together and tell black folks that let's get our house together? Well, listen, this is Talking Crazy 88. I got to run, and I am out of here, people.